What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Awesome Nerd Show. Today we're looking at the new LEGO Star Wars The Mandalorian's N-1 Starfighter set 75325 with 412 pieces that retails for $59.99. So this is an awesome set from the Book of Boba Fett, but of course has to deal with the Mandalorian since we see him in there, and then we see that he comes with Peli, which built the new Starfighter, so it's a lot of the pieces from a Naboo Starfighter rebuilt together, but all in like silver this time since Mando no longer has a ship since his Razor Crest got destroyed. So this is a pretty cool set. Like I said, it's from the Book of Boba Fett, so we have Boba Fett and Fennec Shand down here in the corner, but it has no real characters from that except for Mandalorian, which is cool. We get baby Grogu, Peli Motto, and then a BD Droid, which is awesome. And then of course the Naboo Starfighter design just as the Mandalorian Starfighter here, which is cool. And if we flip around to the back, we can see what it looks like. So I like how they put it in like one of the Mos Eisley like shipyards, the background design, but it looks awesome there of like Peli working on the ship, and then some of the features that we have. So pretty cool. Just overall, it's a pretty cool looking ship, but I'm not too crazy about it. It was mostly the figures that I was interested in with this set, but let's go and look at the actual set. So here we have like our 4 minifigures, technically 2 minifigures and then 2, I guess, micro figures. But first off, we have our Mando Din Djarin, which looks pretty cool in all his Beskar armor. So he's got the all silver armor this time, and he comes with the dark saber, which is cool. Pretty kind of cheaply made. It's just a lightsaber hilt with a black stick into it. So I wish they would come up with a new design. But like I said, he's got his all Beskar armor. Even has the rocket pack there on the back, which is pretty cool. And then we can take his face off and see Mando's face in there. It looks like, I believe on mine, the bearding's like a little bit off to the side a little bit, but overall it doesn't look too bad. No face printing or anything on the back, but overall it's a nice figure. But we've had Mando multiple times by now, so nothing real special going on anymore. But I like all the printing on like his legs and his arms and even some on the back, but it's hidden up by the jetpack, so pretty nice. It's just cool that he comes with the dark saber, but I wish they would do something different. And of course we also get Grogu, so little baby Grogu here, a little tiny micro figure of like the baby foot, just looks like Grogu with his little green hands and his little Yoda like face with the big eyes, so looks just pretty cute just overall. But and again, another figure we've had. And then we get Peli Motto, which builds Mando's starship for him. And we've seen her appear throughout the Mandalorian series and then back in Boba Fett to build him his new ship. So it looks pretty good just overall. I like her nice brown, like poofy hair. Of course, her face design there with a little bit of lines and stuff to show some of her age. And she has like a smiling face there on the back. She's in an all brown, like sort of jumpsuit and stuff since she's a mechanic. So we go with that. Even have the piece that goes in between her with the belt on there. And then has just the wrench in her hand to be working on the ship. So that's cool. As well as the BD droid that we see appear with her. So it's just like BD-1 that we see from Jedi Fallen Order, but it's just a BD droid, so it looks pretty cool overall with the design. So it has some blue details and everything on, of course, the eye designs. So nice little mold piece here, of course, being made to go along with that new BD droid coming out later this year, the buildable version. So pretty cool to get that as well thrown in here. So that's one reason why I wanted it. So once again, it's a set that I'm more interested in the minifigures than anything else. And then we have the N-1 Starfighter. So overall looks pretty cool. Like I said, it's very similar to the Naboo Starfighters that we've seen before, just all in yellow, but this time it's mostly in silver, but still some yellow thrown in to kind of reminisce back to the Naboo Starfighters. And overall it is pretty decent. Like, I don't think it's the greatest ship ever. It is pretty big. I thought for the price like the size was going to be smaller, but it's actually really big and pretty nice design overall. So it's, like I said, mostly in the all grays and silver since it's just a thrown together ship. So we have the 2 like engines or turbines on each of the sides. Well, it'd be like some rockets or shooters at the front, but we have our missile shooter down under here that can shoot out. We have the engine on top, so it's much like a muscle car, like the engine piece sticking up. So it's cool. We have that there. Right in here, we do have a little storage section. So it's a piece. I don't know which way you can pop it up there. It's a nice little storage section. So if you want to put Mando in, you can take the jetpack off and Darksaber and stuff and pop him down in there. And then we have the cockpit piece, so it can just open up and you can stick Mando down inside there. One thing unfortunate with this, I keep knocking whatever this thing is underneath off. It's not sticking on very well. So every time I like barely hit it, that whole section falls off, which is annoying. But there we have some control panels down inside the cockpit piece. And then we have the additional little section where the astromech droid used to go. So we have a little section here that we can stick Grogu in, which is kind of cool. It doesn't function perfectly. And then of course we have the long tail piece there in the back, which, you know, with the Naboo versions we have more filled in here, but just some of the remaining sections there that I think fills out pretty good. So I like the overall design they did with this to try and show like some of the stuff like showing and sticking out and everything. So I like that functionality and just the designs and details. I think they did a good job trying to like get that design built in, but I don't like like it nearly as much as the actual Naboo Starfighters, but it's a pretty decent ship overall. Now I mentioned it has the missile shooter, so it has it right down in here. Now to get it to fire, you just push on like the engine piece here, so we can just push down on it and it'll fire off there, and that just went flying completely off. So we have that in there, and as I mentioned, the little storage section down in there as well, which is cool. So overall, there's not a whole lot to the ship. There's no like landing gears or anything. It just kind of sits on the ground, so not really a whole lot to it. But we can stick our characters inside of it if we want, so we'll have to of course take the jetpack and the Darksaber off from Mando. So with that, we can then just take him, put him in a seated position, and put him down in, so it can be like he's piloting the ship, and then close that. And as I mentioned with the storage section, we can take it off and store those additional pieces just down inside there. Somehow I may have to take the Darksaber apart to get it in there. And then of course in the little back section here, we can take Grogu and pop him in. Now it has a little piece in there that you can pop him into, and so if you try to pop him in there, his hands don't really fit. But the way I have him in there now, he's kind of like a little bit crooked, and he fits inside there. So there we've got Mando and Grogu just sitting there in the back. Pretty fun little set just overall to represent that. So like I said, for me mostly it was the minifigures. I don't like the ship as much. I like the ships in general. I love the Naboo Starfighters, but I like them much more in the yellow form compared to this. But it's a cool ship to get Mando's new ship. Since I have the Razor Crest and everything, I thought I'd get this one as well. So it's a pretty cool set, and then we also get the Peli and the BD Droid thrown in here as well. So I think that is pretty cool. So it's a pretty nice set just overall. Like I said, not my favorite thing ever, but it is still pretty cool and I do like it. But let me know your opinions of the set down in the comments, and if you enjoyed my review, let me know with a thumbs up. But I want to thank y'all for watching. I hope you stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.